Thanks for tuning in and welcome to the Post Route Show. And now, here's your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to the Post Route Show, the show where we dive deep into conversations with Black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings. And as always, on Monday nights, we are enjoying being with you. And our show is proudly brought to you by Quarter Five Back, the preeminent fraternity of Black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only national award that honors both the top Black quarterback from an HBCU and the top Black quarterback from high schools around America. We are always happy and thrilled to be with you on Monday nights. And if you enjoy our content and you like what we're doing and you like our mission of preserving the legacies of Black quarterbacks, here's what we ask you to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and please check us out on Instagram at quarter_5_back. A lot of information, photographs, video clips, a lot of stuff is happening on our Instagram page. So please check us out at quarter_5_back. Join us live every Monday night, 7 o'clock, for more phenomenal conversations. Well, tonight we've got a young man who, like many young men are doing in this day and time, are starting to take their skills, their knowledge and wisdom and apply it not in the football arena of playing or coaching, but training. Our guest tonight played at Virginia Union University, hailing from Freeport, New York. And I know, I've always said this, like New York, you think basketball, not so much football, but that's changing. So I'm not going to go deep into that. But our guest tonight is from Freeport, New York, played ball, like I said, at that esteemed college over there, the Panthers over there in Richmond, Virginia. Please welcome my guest tonight, Mr. Dorrington Myers. Dorrington, welcome to the Post Route.
Appreciate you, Mr. Kitchens. How are you today?
Man, let's talk a little bit about your college days before I get into what I really want to talk to you about and the whole landscape of teaching and training these guys. Tell us about your time when you were at Virginia Union and when you were there and what it was like.
Yes, sir. So, came out of high school in 2011 from Freeport High School, from Freeport, New York. And my first stop was Virginia Union. So, freshman year is 2011. And by the 2012 fall season, I was in the process of walking on. Okay. So, by then, I was learning the playbook, working with my QB coach, getting to know my teammates. And we got to spring ball. And then from there, I had a family situation happening, but I was still with the team. So I stepped away from the game for a little bit, still participated. And those were some of the greatest times that I had, especially with my coaches back then, because they're still in the game coaching at different universities.
Well, for those of our viewers and listeners who may not know a lot about Virginia Union, because you're in the CIAA Division II, sometimes you've gotten a lot of visibility of late, man. I mean, you've been all over the place on TV probably the last 5 to 6 years because the program has just been so dominant in the CIAA, especially with a guy by the name of Jada Byers. I mean, my goodness, that guy was a handful. But, Virginia Union has always had a strong program, even when Coach Joe Taylor coached Virginia Union way back in the day. So for those of us who are familiar with Virginia Union, it's no surprise to know that you guys have quality football. So to be in that program and to be surrounded by coaches who are still coaching in this day and time, I'm sure it made an impact. How did you end up from Freeport? What got you from Freeport, New York to go to Richmond, Virginia, man? Because that might not have been something on your radar at the time, but how did you find out about Virginia Union?
No, sir, it wasn't on my radar. So out of Freeport High School, because it's New York State, recruitment wise, we didn't have like the biggest landscape for recruitment. So a lot of our guys went to smaller schools to start out and then transferred to bigger schools. So then in my case, I didn't have a lot of looks out of high school. But the coach at the time at Virginia Union, he saw some of my film and invited me out to walk on. So from there, I applied, got accepted, and then I took the leap of faith. Left home right after school.
Well, to leave New York, and just so we have geography wise, what part of the state is Freeport in?
So that's in Nassau County, Long Island.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, got you. So, being that you took this leap of faith, were you familiar with the fact that Virginia Union was a black college?
Yes, I was familiar with that.
Okay.
But coming in as a freshman, I didn't know about all of our rich history. And that's what drew me in even more.
Okay. And when we talk about the rich history of our black colleges, I think all of us who have gone to a HBCU, whether it's Virginia Union or Florida A&M or wherever, we have some common ground that, number one, it's a family. It feels like home. It's like family. It's like, okay, the surroundings and the people you meet once you get there and kind of immerse yourself there. And of course, your professors, they take, a lot more interest in you maybe than what would have happened maybe if you're going to Syracuse. You go to Syracuse, you're just a number. But
right,
our experiences are so common for us because we deal with the same thing. We have the same environments. We deal with the same traditions, the same legacies. And of course, we have homecomings. I think HBCU homecoming set the standard for if you want to go to a homecoming, you go to HBCU homecoming.
every single time. Yes, sir.
So those are some things that just stand out. Now, I got to ask, what made homecoming at Virginia Union so special? Because everybody's got something different. So what made it special for you?
The people, the tradition, like even the older classes, the past
Yeah.
classes, they would still come back, show love to the new students that came in. So those relationships and those bonds just kept growing over time. So that made more people want to apply, more people come back to school, and it actually grew the program, which in turn grew the other sports programs.
Yeah. Well, FYI, man, my first year of college, I went to Hampton.
They got you. It's
And
you, yes, sir.
yeah, well, HU now, but when I went there, it was HI. It was Hampton Institute. So being in that environment, especially from Florida all the way to Virginia, which is, it's so close to being a northern school that it was a little different at first, but I kind of acclimated myself and found my way. And again, everything just seemed like what I was used to, having been around Florida A&M all my life. So yeah, it was good. So now that we got that out the way, so now taking in today's time, why are there so many former black quarterbacks who are now becoming trainers and teachers of that position for our young men? Why do you think that is occurring in abundance now?
I think that's occurring in abundance mainly because when we were coming up as black quarterbacks, we were never really taught the proper mechanics and fundamentals. So
Okay.
most of us may have lack of resources.
Okay.
So now that when we go through the college ranks and we end up getting the resources that we didn't have, now we can bring those resources back to where we came from.
Right.
So the uh, each one teach one or each one reach one. Right? We're reaching back down for the next generation. So hey, I didn't know this, but now I do, and I'm gonna pass this information on to you so you can be successful.
Okay. And again, are you starting to see more guys become the quarterback coach at our black colleges to help give these guys better information, better skill sets, better abilities? Because of course everybody wants to go to the next level, but not everybody's going. So you want to try to perfect your craft so you can be the best performer on the field. And to know that we are now seeing more guys who play the position come back to teach the position. What do you think that means to uh, these guys in college now? What do you think that means to guys who are now currently at our HBCUs to know that black quarterbacks from years ago are coming back to be coaches and trainers? I mean, not just a guy who played receiver or cornerback and they made him the coach, but he actually played the position and knows all the intangibles.
Yes, sir. That means great question, by the way. That means that there's something is being done right
Okay.
for a former player to want to come back and coach at their university. Like for especially for quarterbacks, development is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
If a quarterback feels like they were developed, then they still have that relationship with the coach, and those bonds are created. So then it's like, oh, okay, you didn't make it to the league, or you played in a different setting. Coaches will want you to come to the university, share your input, and share the wealth with the rest of the team or the rest of the QBs that are in the QB room. So it's really big, really big.
And what would you say is the reason behind you, Dorrington Myers, wanting to go in that journey, take on that path to be this teacher, trainer, expert, guru, whatever you want to label it? What made you decide that that's something you really wanted to do?
It's ironic. I've always been trying to get away from the game, but the game has
Wow.
always found me.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
got to a point where I was sitting in Sunday service and it just clicked. Like this is your calling. So then I just took it and ran with it because I'm one of those quarterbacks that didn't have the proper mechanical training or a quarterback trainer to say this is how you do this. So from my playing experience, I took that and I also taught myself
Okay.
so that I could pass that information on.
And in teaching yourself and just learning on your own, because of course resources are so important, and resources are more than just buildings or money. It's also who you know and the quality of people you know. Who have been some of the people that you know been instrumental in you making sure that you started to grow your business and your skills of teaching these young men better? Who have some of those people been?
Oh man, so many of the names, but I try to
Well,
name
the top
everybody
three
that
will
I
do.
can.
The top three will do.
I'll start with my mentor, Mr. Willard Bailey from
Oh
Virginia
wow,
Union University. He
Coach Willard Bailey.
yes
Okay,
sir. He means the world to me. Like
okay,
yeah, if I had to pick a route, Mount Rushmore, he would be at the top of that Mount Rushmore.
I got you. I
So
got
he actually encouraged me when I had the situation going on to stick with the game and do my quarterback academy.
you. Okay, okay,
So a big reason behind why I started it is because of him.
yeah, okay,
And then next you have my brother Gerald Huggins Jr. who's doing his thing.
okay,
Right.
okay,
Um, he's at Morgan State handling player personnel. He's the guy behind the scenes making everything happen.
okay, okay, okay.
And then last but not least, get a little emotional over this one, but long-time coach in the Virginia area, Bill Mountjoy, rest his soul.
Okay. Okay.
He's another mentor of mine.
Okay. And being that those are the people who have poured into you on on a basis of making yourself better, what are some of the things that you're doing to help you become a better teacher so that you can get these young men to, you know, believe? Because two things have to happen when we're teaching: believe and trust. If if
Yes.
if they don't trust you, if they don't believe in you, they're not paying attention and they're not listening. But at the same time, as a young man dealing with young people, man, you still have to perfect your craft and work on you. So what are some of the things you do to work on you so that you can make sure that you're teaching all that you can to these young men?
Yes, sir. The biggest thing, it might be small task to some, but
Yeah.
reading a lot of books.
Okay. Okay.
I love books from audio books to hardcover copy. I'll just read every book I can. That's one. Another one is I stay up to date with quarterback training trends. Like if
Okay.
there's a new piece of equipment that's coming out, right? I'm
Yeah.
doing my research on it. I'm also I'm also the quarterback scout evaluator for HBCU football. So I have that network of black coaches that are on that level who converse with me, right?
Okay.
How they think the season's going to go. Even the former quarterbacks, I'll still have contact with them, and yeah, we just grow from there.
And when you're doing evaluations or when you're looking, I mean, share with everyone, some of the things that are critically important as to what you're looking for when you're watching college games, and then what you're looking for in high school guys, because they have to make that transformation from high school to college, and then when you take it a step further, when you got the younger guys in middle school, man, I mean, because they talking about raw talent, you're really talking about trying to develop that raw talent to go from that middle school, and some of these guys are pretty talented, and it doesn't take much just to tweak them. But what are some of the things you are really paying close attention to as you're evaluating from both the college, high school, and maybe the middle school level of quarterbacks?
Oh yes, sir. Before I even click on the film to see how they're playing, I want to know, and this goes for high school and college and middle school. I want to know the character,
Okay.
right? How how is this young man when he's upset or
Hmm.
when he makes a mistake,
Hmm.
right? The second thing is how is he as a teammate? Right?
Yeah.
Is he encouraging his teammates when they make mistakes, or is he one of those that the clowning your teammates when they do something silly?
Yeah.
Um, the next biggest thing is grades,
Hmm.
right? If you can't be focused in the classroom, it always translates to the field. But you have to be able to know what you're doing to touch the field, right? And then from there, I even take it a step further to have conversations with the people that know these quarterbacks,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I want to know where they come from, what their upbringing is, versus he's just the number that throws the ball.
Hmm.
'Cause
Okay.
the important thing for me is I like to build that base relationship because if
Yeah.
I can understand the person behind the letters QB, then I can teach the QB to the person, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that, because just like anything else, when you know some of the background, then you can focus in or zero in on some things that can really help you to either bring things out of the person or help mold them better to keep them from having some of the negativity or some of the things that can cause them to have a fall, man. They have a pitfall because, hey son, you got so upset and people are watching you, and you know people don't want to see that. Coaches don't want to see that. They frown on those type of things because it's about your attitude, your personality, and that's not a coachable trait.
Right.
And I think as you're talking with these young men, especially the ones in middle school and high school, the importance of being coachable. When you're talking to these young men, uh, are you speaking with them about being coachable athletes and students of the game? Because a lot of times guys just want to show out. They just want to play and they don't think about the other things, but they got to be coachable. Is that something
Absolutely.
else you focus in on too?
Absolutely. Coachability. If you can have 5-star talent, but if you the real thing is if you the real yeah the real thing is if you one of those 5-star prospects that catches an attitude every time your coach is correcting you,
Yeah.
your stars mean nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because a good coach is going to nip that in the bud, right? Still check your character at the door. Once you pass that, then you can get to the football portion. But
Okay.
coachability, that's definitely in the top five.
And when we talking about being straight honest with these guys or being forthright with these guys, um, are you finding that to be difficult with this era of athlete? Because when I came up, you listened to the coach and there was not too much of a doubting or questioning. In this day and time, you have to deal with these student athletes who seem to want to question things a little bit more instead of just listening. Are you finding that something difficult to deal with nowadays?
Um, Sometimes yes, but uh, I've always had a way to connect with the different student athletes to where
Okay.
they can understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So, example would be mom and dad can say something. Mom and dad can say the same thing I'm saying, but they hear mom and dad versus coach.
Hmm.
And another big thing is where we've moved away from it being uh, football being a, a privilege.
Hmm.
Nowadays, it comes off as more of an entitlement.
Right.
So a
Right.
lot of athletes coming up, I'm entitled to this or I'm entitled to that. Versus, when we came up, we had to earn it.
Why do you think that is, Dorrington? I mean, because I've seen that, and for me, it seems like it started with Pop Warner, because Pop Warner wants to let every kid play, and every kid gets a uniform, and every kid gets a trophy, and that kind of sends false signals to the kid because he don't think he have to work real hard. And then when you get to a program where it depends on your skills, and when I was coming up, man, you could go out for the team. It didn't mean you're gonna make the team. You got
Absolutely.
to earn that spot on that team, and you may not be the best player, but you still can earn a spot and be on that team. You got to be coachable. You got to pay attention. But I'm just kind of puzzled as to where this thing got off track. Where you got coaches who just let everybody play, and the influence from parents come saying, "Well, my kid didn't play." Well, your kid didn't practice hard this week. That's why he didn't play. And they expect that kid to play, but it's like they don't see the other parts of it.
Right, right, absolutely. And you hit a very important piece there, parents, because it from my coaching experience, even through a youth level, it starts with parents. Because most of the time, the kids they focused on video games or I'm gonna go to practice, but when I get home, I'm gonna be in the game with my friends or I'm gonna read my favorite book. So sometimes you have the parents putting that music in the ear and then they're
Mm-hmm.
bringing it to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Then on game day, it isn't the kids complaining that they're not playing.
Oh yeah,
It's the parents.
It's the
Because
parents.
the kids know, yeah, I messed around this week. I didn't really do as good as I could.
Yeah, well, one of the things for me, man, in dealing with parents who complain about their kids not getting playing time, I would be like, well, I'll tell you what, mom, dad, come to practice, come to practice, and you can get a bird's eye view of your child in practice and how well they perform. And then you can tell me whether or not they deserve. And that's the other part. Do you deserve to play, son, if you don't do well in practice with over the guys who are performing well? And that seems to be one of those things where parents kind of get caught up. And another thing, Dorrington, is you got parents who didn't play, they didn't play a sport, but they know more about the sport than the coach. They
Yes.
can tell the coach all the things. Coach, you're not doing this, you're not doing. Did you play ball? Well, no, I didn't play, but so you don't know all the intricacies that go into this thing called teaching and learning football, because repetition is definitely a part of playing any sport. Repetition. You want to get better? Now, again, I would say that in this day and time, kids don't go outside and play like we used to go outside and play, man. That's how you got better. You played
Right.
outside, and you got your skills better. Nowadays, everything is a computer. How can you get better on a computer?
Really, I mean, on the surface, you really can't, unless you have those quarterback technicians. I won't
Yeah,
say trainers or gurus. I think technician gives it more purpose.
yeah,
When you have those two quarterback technicians who are those good teachers, they're able to teach those pieces virtually.
yeah. Well, I believe too that if any child is going to go out for a sport or dance or the band or whatever, practice requires repetition. You got to practice it. Even when you're not at school, you got to practice. You got to go do some extra work. And when you're not practicing, your competition is. So when they get in these sets to perform and you're not performing as well and you're frustrated and wondering why they're doing better, maybe they practice more than you practice.
Yes.
And how do you get parents not to be overbearing with it, but to stress the importance of repetition in knowing how to do something, whether it's in the classroom or on the football field, in the band room, repetition. You can only get better. For yourself, you can throw 10 passes today, but your competition, he threw 50 passes. Who's the better quarterback?
Right.
So it's just one of those things in this day and time where it's kind of sad that parents who avoid being honest with their children uh, give them that kind of entitlement mentality. And I'm sure it's a challenge for you, because if they come to your workouts and they're looking and they're wondering why you're not giving my son more time, your son need to work out when he's not here. So,
That yeah.
uh, how would you say you go about encouraging guys to work beyond just being in your presence and working out with you? What are you saying to them beyond just coming here and working out with us?
That's another big piece of how I run my quarterback academy. I keep in contact outside of training sessions.
Yeah.
So I'm doing coach check-ins, right? I'm sending workout plans, nutrition plans, and I'm
Okay.
actually having my quarterbacks jot down their activities to keep up with it. So even from a young age, that way you build those habits as they get older.
Now,
And mhm.
when you say jot down, are they jotting it down on their phone, or are they actually putting a pen or pencil to paper? Because in this day and time,
Yeah,
everything is on my phone, coach. I got it, coach. I got it right here. No, son. No.
absolutely. I encourage pen to pencil to paper by creating my quarterback manuals that the
Okay.
parents actually print out that the
Okay.
student athletes
Okay. Okay.
physically can write on.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I provide those manuals for them.
Very good. Well, I got to take a break, Dorrington. I want you to know that when we take this break, we have a resident mental performance on our staff, Dr. William Kitchings Jr. Tonight, his segment is talking about building confidence through evidence. So check this out. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. Then we're going to talk about Sandwolf QB Academy when we come back.
Yes, sir.
All right. You are tuned into the Post Route with my guest, Dorrington Myers, quarterback, coach, trainer, guru, technician, roll it all up into one, former quarterback at Virginia Union University. We're going to first check out Dr. William Kitchings Jr. in his segment, Psyched Out. Then we're going to bring you some special information about our new advertising and promoting of our merchandise. But first, here's Dr. William Kitchings talking about confidence in his segment, Psyched Up.
Most athletes treat confidence like weather. Either you have it that day or you don't. But confidence isn't a condition, it's a construction. And if you don't understand how it's built, you'll keep waiting for it instead of developing it. I'm Dr. William Kitchings Jr., and this is Psyched Up. In sport and performance psychology, confidence is most accurately understood through self-efficacy, your belief in your ability to execute a specific task in a specific situation. That distinction matters because self-efficacy isn't general optimism. It's task-specific trust, and it's earned through experience, not affirmation. Research by Albert Bandura identifies mastery experiences as the most powerful source of self-efficacy. Not visualization, not motivational speeches. Executed reps, especially under conditions that mirror competition. Every precise execution deposits evidence into a belief system your mind will reference later. That system is what gets accessed when the moment is real, which is why an athlete who is prepared specifically, not just generally, carries a different kind of confidence into competition. And there's a second layer worth understanding. Research and performance preparation shows that confidence built through vague, high-volume training erodes faster under pressure than confidence built through precise, intentional repetition. Volume creates familiarity, precision creates trust. Those are not the same thing. Here's something worth applying. After each training session, identify one rep where your execution matched your intention. Not the result, the execution. Write it down. One line. Over time, that log becomes your evidence file. And your evidence file is what your confidence draws from when the moment is real and the feeling isn't there. Most athletes skip this step entirely. That's the gap. Confidence isn't something you find in a pregame speech. It lives in specific, repeatable work you've already done. Build the evidence, trust the record. I'm Dr. William Kitchings Jr., and this is Psyched Up, a space built for the moments behind the moments.
Always some great knowledge and information being passed on by Dr. Kitchings. Now, April is Augusta, everybody's talking about the Masters. So we put together a special flyer to help promote our merchandise. And I'm going to let my producer put that up on the screen because this flyer is phenomenal. Hope you like it. And August is Masters Month, not Sandwolf, but the Q5B flyer about our hoodie and things like that. There you go. That's it. So now April is Masters Month. So now we've got some special things going on. Our hoodie, you can get a hoodie and you'll get a gift with each one of these things. So if you get the hoodie, you will get a sleeve of balls. If you get the quarterfied back t-shirt, you'll get a ball marker. If you get both the items, the hoodie and the t-shirt, we'll send you this beautiful flask for your favorite beverages as you're playing. Some of us like to have beverages when we're playing, but all month long in April is Masters Month, and we're running this particular special on our merchandise. So a hoodie gets you a sleeve of balls. The t-shirt gets you the quarter-5 back ball marker. You buy both items, you get the ball marker, the sleeve of balls, and the quarter-5 back flask. The hoodies start at $50. T-shirts start at $25. Join us. Order today. Go to our store on our website at quarter5back.com. Click on the store and let us know what you want to order. This special promotion ends April 30th. But again, we're doing all this because April is Masters Month. So there you have it. Once you get your t-shirt, your hoodie, and your special items, here's something else you might want to think about doing. If you have not gotten my book, The Forgotten QBs, you need to get a copy of it and let it be that one piece to your library that will just make you have some additional knowledge about Black quarterbacks in the game of college football from 1903 to 1902. I'm sorry, 1990. 1903 to 1990. It's filled with a lot of information, outstanding quarterbacks, records, articles, things of that nature. Get your copy. Again, go to our website at quarter5back.com. Click on the store. Our book is only $35. Get your copy of my book. I'll send it to you, autographed, of course, and then you can delve in and learn more about the history, statistics, and information about Black quarterbacks. There you have it. Now, I'm going to get back to my guest tonight, Mr. Dorrington Myers. He is the director and founder of the Sandwolf Quarterback Academy. Dorrington, welcome back to the show.
Thank you again, Mr. Kitchens. Glad to be back.
So now, Dr. Kitchings spoke about practice and evidence and things like that. So what's one thing you've seen in practices that let you know a player's confidence is really starting to blossom and grow? What's one thing?
I'll even pick a different position for that. Like, let's say wide receiver, right? You have a wide receiver who's running their routes. 9 times out of 10, they'll catch the ball, but it's that one instant where they take the eye off it and they drop it. You notice they don't pout. They're not blaming the quarterback. They just take it on the chin and go to the next play. I think that's one key example for how you can see a player's confidence, right? Bringing up a quarterback now, you have your good interceptions and your bad interceptions. Let's say a quarterback throws a perfect ball, but it bounces off the hands of the receiver. Is the quarterback going to chastise their receiver, or are you going to pick him up? That right there speaks to the quarterback's confidence.
Right. And when the quarterback makes that bad throw, and not only is it a pick, but it's a pick six. That's the most dreaded pick for a quarterback when a guy picks you off and takes it back to the house. How do you bounce back from that with confidence? Because you heard it a lot of times. Yeah, quarterbacks have to have short memories. They can't dwell on that. It's like, okay, man, I threw a pick. Okay. So
I can speak about that from personal experience in my high school level.
okay.
Receiver was supposed to run a specific route. So I took my drop step and he didn't. So it went to the hands of the cornerback. I didn't immediately get upset with him. I took the criticism from my coach and I took it on the chin. I was like, even though I didn't run the route, I still said that's on me.
Right. I got you. And that's what leaders do. I mean, both of y'all could have said it was on me. I mean, the receiver and the quarterback, they both could tell the coach, "Hey, coach, it was on me." So, that's what leaders do, and that's what confidence not only improves your leadership, but it also improves your character. And
Yes, sir.
I'm big on character, man. One of my favorite quotes was written by Coach John Wood, and he said, "Be more concerned about your character than your reputation."
And 24/7, every day of the week.
Indeed. Okay. Now let's talk about this academy that you started, man. And I want you to take me from day one till now. What got you started? What you got motivated? Why you wanted to do this? Let's just talk about and why the name Sandwolf. I mean, that's different in itself. So let's talk about all of that.
Okay, we'll start. Going back to Mr. Willard Bailey.
Okay.
He that's that's really the foundation of why I started it. When he took me under his wing, he showed me some things, and I was like, I can't walk away from the game now and have a mission. So from there, I actually started training the quarterbacks on the college team when I was at Union when I had to step away.
Okay.
So I was still getting that experience. So it started there, and then on Call of Duty, right? There was this. It's going to sound crazy, but it's how it started. There was this wolf logo, and it just clicked. I was like, hold on. Okay, sand wolves don't be on sand. It don't make sense. I like it. So then I was doing my research, and I'm seeing different names of different academies, and I'm like, I don't want my academy to be similar to everyone else's.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just took it around with it. I said, okay, Sandwolf.
Okay. And how long have you been operating Sandwolf Quarterback Academy?
I've been operating since 2021.
Okay, about 5 years now. Okay, and how have things been going? Have you seen some of your quarterbacks elevate themselves from when you first started working with them to they've gotten better? And uh, are some of your quarterbacks currently in college?
I have. Um, they're on the way to college.
Okay,
I know a few of them are starting on varsity this upcoming year. One is a senior; he's getting ready for college, and my other QBs, they've gone through the ranks already.
okay. And you're in the state of New York still, or you're in a different state?
Currently in Richmond, Virginia.
So you're in Richmond, okay. And we definitely know about one or two guys in the Virginia State area that have become named. I don't know if you've heard of this guy's name over. Oh, he's over in Indian Creek, Virginia, outside of Norfolk, and he's got one of the most phenomenal names you would ever want to hear a quarterback have or a football player have, and his name is Lord Hero.
Yes, yes, I know that name.
Yes, indeed. He is a beast. He is a beast. So
Oh yeah.
what are some of the particulars, Dorian? Let's talk a little bit more about your academy, man, because I want everybody to know about what you're doing. What are some of the things you uh, basically are really pouring into guys with your academy compared to maybe what some other people are doing with theirs?
I'd say with my academy, I'm more on the detailed side. So if you look at mechanics,
Yeah,
I'm the guy I'm next to the quarterback, not changing their mechanics, but tweaking it. So
gotcha.
if we tweak it this way, we can optimize your output,
Okay.
right? And I tag team that with the mental portion,
Hmm.
the chalk talk. We talk classroom. My manuals help with that. I have about 7, 8 quarterback manuals that QBs can print out, keep on their person, write on, look at before game days. The resources most definitely, and I actually do a little VR. So I have a headset that my quarterbacks will wear,
Yeah.
and they get quizzed on coverages.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I, I do a lot of hands on, and also virtual. That's another thing. That's
Okay.
what makes I say that's another thing that makes my academy different. The same intensity and progression that my quarterbacks in person get is the same thing that my virtual quarterbacks get.
Okay. Well, there's a picture of your flyer and your things that are available to these young men to become better performers at quarterback. 804 is the number if you want to reach out to Dorrington Myers and get your kids involved if you're in the Richmond area or you just want to talk to them about quarterbacking and don't know some of the particulars. Hey, give them a call, Sandwolf Quarterback Academy. How many kids are you on an average working with? I guess weekly, or how many kids does your camp facilitate?
That's I'd say a pretty decent amount. So I do one-on-one instruction and group training. So
Yeah.
groups, I try to do at least 10 QBs. That way everybody can get individualized attention from me,
Okay.
right? And one-on-one, one-on-one, you always gonna get the attention, whether it be virtual or in person. But anywhere from 3 or 4 a week. It just
Okay.
it just depends on their training schedule, uh, the parent schedule,
Yeah.
and how that their schedules line up with mine. So we're always in constant communication.
And what is the landscape of football in the Richmond, Virginia area? I mean, what is the quality of it? I mean, who are some of the top schools in that area that year in year out put out some outstanding teams? And who are some of the players that you are definitely working with or checking in on to make sure they're doing their job?
But yes, sir. Right off the top of my head, you have Highland Springs
Hmm.
and Verona.
Okay.
Right? Those two are the first that come to mind. And I can't forget Maury. Definitely can't
Okay.
forget Maury out in the 7-5. Dominant,
Okay.
dominant for me. But
Okay.
here in the Richmond area, one of my favorite QBs, Caleb Weiss from Verona.
Okay.
Right, outstanding dual threat guy. Over 1,000 yards in the air and on the ground. But
Okay.
it's like, but you don't see that all the time on the national level,
Yeah.
right? But he might not get as much as attention as a national powerhouse school,
Right. Right.
right? So that's why I would come in, right? To,
Okay.
help him get his name out there. Not saying that the program can't. I'm just the add on to that. That's
Oh no, I,
one.
I I get it.
Yes, sir. Another
Yeah.
another quarterback that I actually worked with, Davin McDaniel over at Meadowbrook. He should be coming up on varsity this year.
Okay.
Sound decision making, athletic, student of the game, excellent in the classroom, and he checks all those character boxes that we as coaches look for.
Great. Great. Well, we're definitely going to be looking out for the quarterbacks out of the state of Virginia. Every year we put together not only just a top 25 national watch list, but we do a watch list state by state of all the black quarterbacks in the high schools that we can identify. So we will definitely be looking at those guys for the upcoming year. Like I said, right now, the one guy that jumped out for us was Lord Hero, only because a year ago we saw him at a quarterback camp now at IMG in Bradenton, Florida. And I mean, eighth grade at that time, I'm like, he's a pretty big kid for him to just be in the eighth grade at that time. He's almost six
Yes,
feet. Looks like he's about 6 feet, about 180 at that time in the eighth grade. So I'm like, okay. And then after seeing this past season and seeing how much publicity not only he got, but how much he put out there on his social media pages, it just lets you know that hey man, this guy's going to be something special. So we definitely are keeping our eyes on quality quarterbacks around the country. But like I said, the state by state thing is something we really drill in on to make sure we are knowledgeable of black quarterbacks at the high school level. Do you find yourself attending many high school games throughout the football season?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even if it's a student athlete I haven't personally worked with,
Yeah.
I'll go to the game just to just to show that support.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that's critically important, man, because uh, when the kids see somebody there who's supporting them, their confidence again rises up, and they feel more comfortable. I would think, knowing that there's somebody out there cheering for them who they really respect or look up to. So that's a good thing. Um, I know up in that. How many high schools would you say are in the Richmond area?
Oh, it's in the double digits.
It's
Really,
in the double
you might
digits. Okay.
yeah, double digits.
Okay.
I'll have to get you that exact number, but it's in the double digits.
Okay. Yeah. Because as we're trying to follow some of these guys, man, it's our primary source has been Max Prep, and the one thing that we find difficult is if we don't see a picture of a kid, we can't always tell who that kid is, and sometimes names don't always match up with the faces. I mean, some names when I see some names, I know that's a black kid. It's like, yeah, I know who that is. But other times, I'm not sure, man. And the picture really
uh,
helps us to identify. So, but like I said, we are definitely on the lookout for guys for the upcoming year, man, because we know it's important to know that these kids are doing what they need to do.
oh
Well,
yes, sir.
dude,
And
I do appreciate you giving us an opportunity to bring you on the show tonight, man, and be a part of what we're doing. Is there anything else you want to say about your academy while we got you on?
yes, sir.
Go ahead.
If any quarterbacks out there, regardless if it's tackle, flag, like male, female, I train and develop quarterbacks everywhere.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Well, there's the number 804-888-2671. What's your website address or your email address?
Yes, sir. So email address will be sandwolfatx at gmail.com.
Okay.
And the website is sandwolfatx.net.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, all I can do, man, is wish you the very best in growing your business, growing your uh, skill sets for working with these young people, pouring into them not just football skills, but life skills, character skills, so that they can uh, grow up to be fine young men. And when you work with those young ladies at flag football, young ladies, because it is very important in this day and time that the quality of our young people rises up and not be diminished. So continue to work with those young people. Let me just ask this final question. How many guys you got on your staff?
Like five.
5 guys? Okay.
Not
Are
five.
all of
And
them
some of them are former quarterbacks.
okay? That was going to be my next question. Are any of them former quarterbacks? Well, good deal, man. Well, hey, you keep doing what you do to do the best you can, because I know it's important to you, and it's nothing like being totally 100% into our own personal missions and what we're trying to do to make a difference. So you keep going and doing what you're doing. But I got to tell you, man, because you've been on the show tonight, this is my favorite part of the show. Because you have been my guest on the show tonight, what we always tell our guests is by being on the show tonight, we would like to welcome you to the brotherhood of black quarterbacks known as Quarterfied Back, to let you know you are now a lifetime member of our organization.
Yes, sir. I truly and sincerely appreciate that. I'm honored.
Well, we are honored to have you. And all we can say is, hey, man, like with anything else, spread the word. Let folks know what we're doing. We're not in it for the bucks. We're in it because it's a mission that was given us to do, and we do it because it was given to us um, as a way to make sure the legacies and traditions don't ever be forgotten. So, welcome to the fraternity. We'll be getting you your lifetime membership certificate and your lifetime membership letter to complete that, stating that you are now a member. And we will also get you your gift packet. We sent out a gift packet of some things, one of them including the Fortify back lapel pin. So after we close out the show, just hang around for a minute so I can get some additional information, and we'll get your package out to you this week. But Dorrington Myers, thank you so very much, man. Continued success. God bless you, and stay strong in your efforts, man.
Thank you, sir. You as well. I appreciate that.
All right, all right. Thank you very much. Well, we had an opportunity to talk to a technician, guru, mentor, trainer. You can put all the titles to it. Young man who is working diligently to grow his quarterback business so that he can help young people become better people in this world, in our communities, in our neighborhoods, become outstanding men and women, fathers and mothers. So kudos to him. Sandwolf Quarterback Academy up in Richmond, Virginia. Go to their website, Sandwolf Academy, and let them and check them out and see what they're all about. Well, that's going to about do it for me tonight. We hope you've enjoyed our show. As we always say, each and every week, we like to make sure that you are tuned in to who we are and what we're doing. And we are always happy to know that our viewers, our followers are there to support what we're doing. I want to close out by saying, hey, don't forget, April is Masters Month. Go to our website, order your hoodie or your t-shirt and get an extra gift to go along with it. Get our book. Anything you can do to support what we're doing, we are definitely excited about and pleased. So until next week, I'd like to say thank you to our crew, my producer, phenomenal young lady, Miss Ronleen Kennedy, Will Relaford, our resident photographer, our guru specialist on social media, Mr. C.D. Lazier, and our resident mental performance specialist and sports psychologist, Dr. William Kitchings Jr. Until next Monday night at 7 o'clock here on our YouTube channel, as we always say, go deep and go for the bomb. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Have a great one.